Hi, my dears. This is Kathianne Lewis, and it's time for your faith lift, the first faith lift of the new year on New Year's Day. How good is that? And I want to share with you something that I do that may be just a little bit different than a lot of people do, so that I can progress towards my high and holy intentions in the new year. And it comes from, I was inspired by, I should say, a story out of what we call the Old Testament, which is the story of Moses and the children of Israel wandering through the desert, not yet at the promised land, knowing that there is a promised land, even knowing where the promised land is, but not able to get there yet. So the promised land is a lot like my high and holy intention. I know what I want to be doing at the end of the year. I know who I want to be at the end of the year, and yet there's still a ways to go. So, being inspired by that story, this is what I do. Every day in my journal, and I'll show you a page, just do it quickly so you don't read too much. I write down the manna. I actually put down manna for the day. I get that term from the same story of the children of Israel being in the wilderness or the desert. It said that every day God would give them just enough to eat. It was called manna from heaven. We're not really sure what manna was, but supposedly it sustained them while they were wandering around in the wilderness. And what I want every day is the sufficiency for this day. Because if this day is taken care of, then I have great faith that the next day will be taken care of. So I'll give you an example. At the end of this year, I would like to qualify. I'm not sure I'm going to go, but I would like to qualify for the American Quarter Horse Association World Show. Or I don't know if it's really, I'm not sure a lot of people come in from all over the world, but it's like their final championship. And you have to earn enough points to get there. I want to do that. So that's my high and holy intention. That's one of the things that I look at when I set my intentions for the year. But what do I pray for every day? I don't pray for, please let me qualify. Please let me qualify. Father, Mother, God, within, I know that you're everything, and therefore I am qualified because God qualifies everything. I'm going to do a whole treatment around that. But I don't do that. Instead, I do a prayer like this. I write down the manna for the day, and when I'm going to go ride my horse, Dreamer, I will write down that I have a great partnership with Dreamer. So then my prayers or my treatments are around being in partnership with my horse so that we understand each other and perform together elegantly. Now, that's just for the day. There's some other intentions I have for the year. And yet my daily prayer is to handle just this day. If I have a huge workload at work, I will pray that divine intelligence and divine order operate through me so that all is done efficiently and effectively and easily, and I leave work feeling revitalized. See, God is sufficient for the day. I think sometimes we have such lofty ideas that we're always praying or knowing that lofty idea is happening, but today is where we experience heaven. Today is where we experience the divine. Choose you this day whom you will choose or follow or pay attention to. This day we can experience the revitalizing experience of Spirit moving in us, as us, through us. Does that make sense? Then there's one other thing I do. I write down in another color pen what the effects of or what the results of that prayer or that treatment are. So I might go back 2 days later and go, yeah, that worked out really well. Or at the end of the day, I might say, yes, Dreamer and I worked out really well. And I do it in a different colored pen so I can see that I am addressing how that prayer worked. And it does work. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes 2 weeks, but I'm always going back and re-looking at what I've been praying for, or what I've been acknowledging or affirming, and then I write the results. This builds faith. This builds faith because I have a whole lot of different colored inks that said, this worked now, this worked now, it showed up now. It's important to do. You know, I think I'm doing this because I saw on social media a lot of journals and workbooks that people could use. And you can buy those. Or you could just take a plain old journal and write the date and what you do, and then write down what you need today. And in your own process, I don't know how you'll do it, but in the way that you do it, turn over the needs, the wants, the desires for that day over to something greater than yourself. And then at the end of the day, evaluate. At the end of the week, evaluate. It's really quite simple. But oh, it's so powerful. That's why I wanted to share it with you. Happy New Year's, my dear. Bye for now.
Moments change like lightning bolts and flash before my eyes. They move in silent mystery, and hours will pass us by. What pace do we follow when time is running thin? Should I rush to the ends of earth or turn my gaze within? I will never be without within. Loosening my grip, find the strength to turn within. Seasons change with innocence, eluding our charade, a reckoning for borrowed time, a debt you can't repay. Beg, steal, or borrow, the truth remains the same. Hold to what is sacred, you'll never be too late within. You will never be without within. Loosening your grip, find the strength to turn within. If time is fleeting by design, can we accept our fate? What's certain is uncertainty, in life a passing wave? Is there a beginning, and will we see the end? Time is an illusion, a dream that's made to bend within. We will never be without 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 within.